Here are the new swing student who's golf club, and what I'm going to talk about is how to hit the ball solidly. So what I'm going to talk about is this is a formula. It's the arc line versus the target line. Okay, so where the club meets its low point. Okay, so what I've got here is a diagram from. So the straight line represents the ball to target line. So that's obviously the club face aim in relation to the target, and the semicircle that goes slightly inside that represents our arc line. Okay, so where the lines join, that's where the low point of the swing arc is. Okay, so the low point of the swing arc is relative to our centre of gravity. Okay, so where our body is positioned is important to relate to when it comes to the low point. Okay, so if I was to play a shot, okay, my ball position is slightly far back. Okay, because we're swinging, so we'll take the hula hoop. Because we're swinging, so this is an analogy to use. So this is my swinger. Okay, so if I was to position the hoop more to the right, okay, so this resembles an arc swinging more to the right. Okay, so if I was to swing around this hoop, so I was swinging in to out, then the path would point slightly to the right. Okay, but my ball to target line remains the same. It's just a case of when the club's going to come around and meet that line to make the low point. Okay, so if I was to get into a position of doing that, so swing from the inside, my club face is square to my target line, so it's square to my low point, but it's slightly open to the target line. Okay, so if I move ball position back, path points right, club face is open to the path, but it's square to the low point. Okay, so if the ball's flying to the right, what we need to do is try and work our way around that by closing the club face slightly. Okay, so if the ball starts right and goes further right, then we know that's a straight shot in the direction that we're swinging club in. Okay, so what we need to do is try and square the club face somehow by closing it. Okay, it's the complete opposite if the ball was too far forward. So if the ball was too far forward, hula hoop would point left. Okay, but the club face is square to my target, it's square to my low point, but it's close to the target. So if you're hitting a fade, that would be the ideal path. So that's why I always move the ball position slightly further forward, so you can get slightly more on top of the golf ball when you hit a fade. Okay, and it's the opposite for a draw. You move your ball position slightly further back, so you're slightly more behind it. Okay, so if I was to get in position, because the path, the low point's going more to the left, that closes the club face in relation to the target. Okay, so if you slice the ball or pull the golf ball, then you need to try and get into a habit of understanding what's happening. Why is the club face square to my low point but close to the target? And if I was hitting a draw, why is the club face open to the target but square to my low point? Okay, so it's important just to try and get into a habit of doing that. So what we're going to talk about, so because we've got the low point, so the low point is basically where the club bottoms out, and that's where we want to hit the golf ball. Okay, but what we're trying to tendency do, so forward of centre is known as line of tangency and stack and tilt. Okay, so what we need to do when the club travels too far forward, so if the ball position is too far forward, we generally see a lot of errors that can happen through that position. Okay, so if the ball position is too far forward, the swing arc changes. If the ball position moves too far back, then the swing arc changes. It's not necessarily relative to our ball position, the swing arc, where the low point is, it's relative to our body weight distribution. Okay, so where our body's positioned in relation to the golf ball. Okay, so if I was to take an example where the ball position was too far forward, so if the ball position was too far forward, the club would start back in the inside, and as I was coming back down, the club face would start closing after square. So the club face has reached square, it starts closing, so that's where the ball will go left, and you'll hit pull hooks all day long. But if you manipulate it, the club face might be open, you might even slice it even further right. So it's important just to try and understand that the club face is relative to our low point and the target line. Okay, so the target line is where the club face is positioned at rest, but as we're swinging, where the low point of the club and the target line meet, that's known as obviously the line of tangency, where the club starts to work up the way and collect the ball. Okay, so we want to, so I would rather somebody, so if I was to come close to the camera, so I would rather somebody have the ball position too far back and swing too far from the inside and catch the ball early. The path's going slightly to the right, so we have some time to save that club head. So if the club path's going too far out to the right, then we have some sort of time to save that club face. Obviously the pass from the inside, ball will start right at the target, but we can manipulate somehow by closing that face, okay? But we want to make a mistake back here, so we collect the ball first, path's going to the right, and we can hit and draw. So if the ball's too far forward, then we're having to rescue, we've not got any chance of rescuing the club. So let's pretend the centre of gravity, the pen represents our centre of mass, okay? Ball position is back here, then that's where the path will be more to the inside. Depending on where your body's relatively 90, let's say most of the time that the path will be from the right, the centre of gravity and the ball's back here, okay? But as soon as we move that pen forward, that points the hula hoop to the left, ball position is too far forward, and then we haven't do a lot of manipulation to try and get the ball back on target. We can't save it. We can save it if it's back here, but we can't save it if it's back here, okay? So I'll do a brief demonstration.